Welcome to the Horrell house. This home was built in 1856. It's thought to be the largest and oldest home in Napa City. Originally, it was built on Division Street around the corner. It was built by Johnson and Sarah Horrell, who were transplants from Pennsylvania. Johnson was an attorney and he became a judge here in Napa. Later, he continued with his law practice. The style of the home is Carpenter Gothic style. You can tell from the barge board and the shiplap siding, along with the trifoil at the top of the home. That's very reminiscent of the Gothic style. In 1867-ish, Mr. Horrell passed away, and Mrs. Horrell was unable to keep the home, and the bank took it over. The Mathers family then purchased the property from the bank. They moved the home physically from Division onto Randolph, and the Horrells actually owned the entire block on Randolph Street. The Mathers then kept the home for 5 years, and then they traded homes with the Haymans. Don't you love that? They traded their home. They traded home with the Haymans, and the Hayman family then built a cottage in the back when they purchased the home. And they lived here for over 50 years with their daughter Lulu. Lulu eventually had to sell the home around 1947, and that owner then turned the home into an apartment building, and they turned it into 5 apartments. And it stayed that way all the way until 2014. When the earthquake happened in 2014, all the tenants had to move out because the home was red tagged. Then the home went on the market. The current owner purchased the home after the earthquake and spent the last 5 years refurbishing this home to its beautiful glory. And I can't wait for you to see the inside. Welcome in. This door is the original door from 1856. The current owner had stripped it down and then polished it, so it's just, wonderful to keep the original frame of it. This is the original staircase. It was painted, and so when she stripped the paint, many layers of paint, she found that this was all mahogany. Truly spectacular. If you come into this room, this was what was once thought to be the piano room. This is where they entertained, and you could see the women in their glamorous dresses drinking their little aperitifs, and the gentlemen with their bow ties playing on the piano and having a great evening. This was a heat source at one point in time. This, of course, is just more decorative, but at the time they probably used coal for heat. Also, in 1856, they didn't have electricity, so they used kerosene lamps or candles for their lighting, which leads me to the beautiful light fixtures that she has throughout the home. She found these antiques in various places around the world, and they were designed to emulate what it would have looked like if it had kerosene lamps. While she was building the home, she found many treasures on the property. At the time, people would bury their garbage in the yard, so she found many treasures throughout the property that are displayed throughout the house. And I'm sure there's probably more treasures to be found. These plates were Lulu Hayman's plates, and they were given to the owner as a gift. There's so much to tell about this property. This owner, her furniture is from the mid-century and the turn of the century, but you could certainly make antiques or modern furniture work in this lovely home. Oh, hello! You caught me reading in the office. This room was once thought to be the office or perhaps a sleeping room. One of the things that the owner has done is she has repurposed almost everything that she could find on this property. For example, this piece of wood was behind the lath and plaster when she had to remove it after the earthquake. And it was used as shearing that went against the walls, the frame. Well, if you turn it over, it's this beautiful redwood, and she turned it into the paneling on the walls. Then she found these pieces also from the lath and plaster and turned it around, and she used them for the flooring. And some of these pieces were as large as 19 inches wide. What a fabulous piece of history to be able to repurpose something from 1856 and use it in a modern style. So excited to show you this house. I wanted to show you this space because this was originally the attic. So the home, when it was built, had 3 bedrooms, and this was the attic space, but it's been turned into a 4th bedroom with 2 beautiful 1800s for bathrooms and kitchens as well. They had the doors with the glass. So she, again, kept everything close to what was reminiscent of the property. This bathroom has been redone, obviously modernized, but what I love the most is in here. This is such a cool bathroom with the shower and this tub, which was also refinished. This is not original from the 1856, but it was, I believe, in the late 1800s or early 1900s that this bathtub was made. This is now what is considered to be the great room. This doorway here was once the doorway that led out to the back porch. Eventually, when somebody turned this into an apartment building, this area was considered one of the bedrooms for one of the apartments, and there was a shower here. And over here, this kitchen belonged to another apartment. Of course, this kitchen has been modernized since then with this beautiful 6 gas burner top stove and the oven, these beautiful refrigerators with a wine storage refrigerator, and then the great farm sink. You have so many lovely ways to entertain in this home with such style and elegance, not just from 1856, but it brought in all the wonderful accoutrements for the modern day person who would like to entertain and enjoy the style of this lovely house.